For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, yeah. For the.
So what is going on, guys? Back here again. Haven't had a YouTube video here for a little bit. Last video, we weren't extremely happy at the end of the Shady Side No Prep, the Carolina Cache days, and we had water in cylinder number 4, and honestly, I didn't want to bring a video to you guys. Super duper frustrated without knowing a lot of without knowing all the information of what's going on. So so pulled the car apart. I actually made some decisions before even pulling the car apart, and that's what this video is going to be about. The next step with the 4 Loco Zephyr here of what we're going to do. One thing, this will probably tell you a lot. I've already sold the intercooler here. It is on its way. Turbo gone. So I'm going to show you, go around here to the front here and ignore the mess. All my tools were all over the place. So we got the engine completely pulled down, and it is looking, I don't know. Part of the problem is not knowing. I spent a couple of days of pressure testing and doing all kinds of leak down tests and things like that to try and figure it out, and it's looking like we actually didn't get the head gasket. I think maybe I just needed to retorque the heads down a little bit, because this has a copper gasket and all that. And then I believe it was possibly the intake manifold gasket between the back 2 ports, and I think maybe pushed it a little bit. I know I had a backfire happen when we were testing in the street, and I've heard that a little bit of a backfire can sometimes cause a gasket to push out just enough to. So what I think was happening was, it was fine, and then I would fill it up with water, and the water, once it got to a certain level, there was seeping between the gasket, and then it would fill the cylinder, and then when I would start it, it would puff white smoke, and then it would clear up after just a second. That's my theory, but as you can see, the turbo kit is gone over here. We have the head sitting here. I've got to clean it up. I've got some new Halomar stuff coming, but you can see we got our down pipe. All of our pipes are off of it because we're going twins. So I've got to move some stuff, but what my plans are is we are going to have twins, one twin up here, one twin up here. I'm going to be moving the fuel pressure regulator, and I may end up moving the coils back into the cowl panel. That's part of it, because this here is going to be right in the way. So like with this header here, I'm probably, which is a little dark in here. Let me turn some lights on, and then I'll be right back. All right, so we got some light now. So what I'm probably going to be doing is actually cutting this here, and you can see this is pointed down here. If I turn it, obviously we're going to move this out of the way, and I'm probably going to bring the hot side around this frame bar and have it up here in some area, and then the turbo will be, I'm thinking the turbo is going to face like this direction, that one facing this direction. This turbo, we're going to be using the twin 50 millimeter wastegates on both sides, but this header should do the same thing. I should be able to pull it right around here, bring it up, and bring the turbo facing this way, and then try to not Swiss cheese up I've already got 2 holes, so hopefully it won't Swiss cheese it up. We'll probably just drop the dump tube for the wastegate straight down, and so yeah, may have jumped the gun a little bit of getting rid of the turbo setup. And the intercooler, there's another thing I'm not exactly sure what we're going back with. Obviously it would be cool to go M1. I don't have M1 money for injectors. We're thinking about possibly adding an injector or doing some type of spraying fuel into the intake. We'll see. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but sort of wanted to force my hand into wanting to get the front end lighter. You know, we had that big turbo, big intercooler as far forward as we could and actually really low. And so what I'm trying to do is get the weight for what we do. I want the weight high and back. And which, by the way, I talked with Bill Hoskinson. He told me to call him, and we talked. It's been a couple weeks ago after Dig or Die. We talked for 45 minutes, and he gave me what I believe is some awesome information about what I should do. And one of the things that he talked about on their truck is, you know, the turbos are high and pretty far back. And that's one of the reasons that I'm going this way. Some people may judge or criticize or whatever. One other thing I'm going to come around here to the back that we are going to do is no more sand or kitty litter or anything back here. Probably what I'm going to end up doing, I've got, which this is another thing, we are going to put some tubes in. These are some tubes for Mickey Thompson. But what we are going to do is the weight I'm probably going to end up taking and strapping to the top here and running a bar all the way across the top, having it filled with lead, and we're going to put weight as high up here because we're not allowed to weight bars. Everything's got to stay within the body, and so, you know, as high and as far back as possible. I think I can put something in this area, slide this up, and so it'll be in this area and come just across here, go all the way across. It's not going to be in the way of anything, and then I can actually add bars, you know, all the way through here, going that way. So I've got the weights, the wheel weights, so we're going to be actually melting some lead and stuff in the future. Also talking about possibly adding some type of thing on the cage. Thought about adding some type of like weight platform up here, and you know, because I could just come off with a bar like a triangle like this and then have some weight there. So got some different options of what we want to do. Ignore the mess when I turn this camera, but my little one has taken over on this side. But we do have the hood that we have to get on for Dig or Die. One of the next things that we are going to try to do is the Palmetto No Prep race in Darlington, and then Dig or Die is in December. And I'm trying to get to some of these smaller, more local races as well, and that's the plan. So we're just doing the thing, trying to get this thing back running. I'll have the motor back together this week. We are going with what I did is, whenever I decided to go twins, I gave Jose at Force Inductions a call or a text and was like, hey man, what do you recommend for how much power I want? And he said we can do these, and we have them in TDI units. Right now, the actual, Borg units, the really, really nice ones that they've got, wasn't in the budget. So we went with some TDI turbos, and I'll give you some more details about those when they come in. I'm hoping to see them by the end of the week. We'll see, maybe next week, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm sort of excited. I was so worried that the motor was hurt, that maybe we had cracked a block, or maybe we had hurt the head gasket or a head, and can't find anything wrong with it really. That nothing, the problem with seeing if the intake gasket, which I guess I could probably, let me think here if I can show you. I think we can. Nope. Yeah, I can. I actually can. I'll show you what I think's going on here. Here's the head. And if you see, like, I don't know, I guess whenever I was doing it, see, this is the front intake gasket, and this, you can see it is, when you rip it off, pull it out, it's all attached still. You gotta cut, take a razor blade and scrape this off. But if you look back here, this one was only attached right here, and I don't know why, but all of this is just bare metal and it's clean, and I haven't cleaned this at all. So this back port, I mean, it would be nothing for if this wasn't sealed and tightened, which, by the way, and I guess it's just the thickness of the gasket. The three, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty sure these 4 or 3, one or the other, were loose, like almost finger loose. And so, yeah, it happens. It sucks. It's just something that I'm gonna have to watch, and make sure it doesn't happen again. But it's just one of those things. I think it just got loose, popped it up, and it was running into here. But then once you put that much water, or once you have that much water, and you just got to make sure. And another, just to show you, just on this head, you can see how the gasket is still on it all the way around here. And this one was real bad, real stuck. So that's what I think happened. It's unfortunate. I sort of jumped the gun in selling everything, but I was sort of trying to force my hand to make myself, make that decision. I think it's going to spool better. I think we're going to have a little bit better boost control, because I think we were running into a little bit of boost control with the size of the turbo. It was really making some steam, really. And it was sort of causing a lot of wheel speed. It was making good power, but I still think we could have took it, and I could have easily went 5.0s probably with that turbo, no problem. Like, not even, because we barely, I think the fastest pass that we made that was on decent prep, it was just like Friday night prep. Which I can tell you now, because this is all taken apart, but it went out 5:46 or 5:43 at 131, so it was moving pretty good. It still needed a lot of work. That was wadding the tire with like a 130 60 foot. So, and it went at shady side, it went a 129 60 foot. So, or 127, I can't remember exactly. So it was doing good, it was doing work, and that, I think at Elk Creek on where it was a little cooler and different things with once we put the tubes in and we get because the rear is liking to it's really hitting the tire, it's biting it hard, so we got some stuff to do back there as well. I think it would have easily went into the 20s on the boost level we were, and then crank the boost up to 25 or 30, and this sucker was gonna it's gonna move. It's gonna move out. This motor's potent. It's really doing work, so pretty pumped about it. So I know there's a lot of talking head, but I wanted to give you guys just sort of an update of what I had going on with it and what we're gonna do. I got to figure something else out with the coils. Got a lot of figuring to do, and I'm gonna bring you guys along for the ride here. So it's doing pretty good. I love this car so much. I was so frustrated whenever everything happened. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna sell it and all that bull crap. So don't know if y'all have seen this. This is my Bronco. Love this thing. And then we got Whitey out here. We took Whitey out last night to cruise in. So if we have any decently good street car races, we'll take it out and play with it some. It needs a set of tires. Those tires are just about shot, but it's pretty good. I washed this thing yesterday. Got a little bit of rust on it right here that we've got to take care of and repaint this, and I've got a bunch of suspension that I've got to put on this whenever I buy the rest of it. I've already got a bunch of it, but this thing's going to be sweet. So anyways, guys, it's just sort of a quick update of it's not really quick, but a bunch of talking head about the updates to the Zephyr, what we're going to do, and going twins, baby. We're going to try, and I've got twins on the white car, and those have always done well for me, so I'm going to try to make this thing twins and just have fun. I like fabricating a little bit. I like making things work, and I just didn't like how much weight was so far forward with the turbo, especially when I started learning more about things. And also, I forgot another thing. I'm getting rid of the rear mount radiator. Is gone. We're getting rid of it. I'm going back with a front mount, small radiator with a good fan, and leave it at that. It's putting a little bit more weight back up front, but it's probably going to be 10 pounds, maybe. So, and it's going to save me a lot of headache and a lot of heartache whenever it comes to coolant flow. So, all right, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to hopefully have a couple more videos this week. We'll hopefully get some turbos. We'll get some new stuff coming, and we'll be getting some weights and showing you what we're going to do there. And yeah, so I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. We hit 3,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. It's taken me a long time, but it's awesome. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and share with your friends and all that good stuff. And hopefully we'll have some more content coming this week to you. So, all right, guys, catch you in the next one. Peace.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, yeah. For the